Hello and welcome. It's David with Ag Economic Insights, chatting with you today about the Ag Forecast Network and the question of the week. Last week, we talked about trend yields and the changes in trend yields going back all the way to early this or late last winter. We've have about 8 months worth of data as users have been sharing their expectations about trend yield. We're going to close that question out in with the November WASDE. But later this week, the October WASDE report is going to come out. There's going to be a lot of interest in that. One big area of interest, of course, is going to be with the incorporation of the latest stocks data that came out late September. Kind of a little bit of a surprise there. Tighter stocks than what everyone, the trade, was expecting going into this, even sort of what the USDA had been telegraphing with its uh, previous reports and estimates. And so we're going to get that data incorporated into the WASDE. We're also going to have another look at the yields. And I think the yields is really important for October because, as we've talked about before, as we get into the October and November, particularly for soybeans, but also for corn, as we get into October and November, those WASDE reports start to tell us a lot as we have less air, at least historically speaking, a lot less air in the October and November reports than we do, say, in August. So a lot of interest in those August reports, but we really smooth that out as we move into the fall later in the harvest, and we have less air. So we're watching that. So what are the two questions that we're thinking about this week? This week we're looking at the possibility of corn, the probability of corn yields being at or above 177 bushels per acre as a reference point. The trend for 2020 would be about 176.9, and so we've rounded up to 177 for this question. This is also the question 177 is the yield we've been following along on that long-term question. The September WASDE, of course, came in at 178.5. So my current forecast is 67% chance of 177 bushels. The trend here is stronger than I am at about a 74% chance with the trend. Of course, we posted this question late on Thursday and last week, and all the users with the Friday morning AEI premium newsletter would have logged most of their forecasts on Friday. The next question that we have is on soybeans, and it's the probability of having at or above 51 bushels per acre. The September estimate was 51.9, coming down from, of course, September's estimate somewhere around closer to that 53 mark. As we think about where this is coming in, I have a 50% probability. 51 is a pretty big number. Um, if we look at the historic data, about a 50% chance of yields coming in above 50%, 50 bushel, 50% of the time those yields would come in below 50 bushel when we adjust for trend departures, putting them into 2020 terms, is pretty dry in August and in the at least the first part of September. So I'm thinking about that as I'm making my expectations. The trend actually, the consensus is 65%. So I'm well below consensus on that one. We're going to see how that plays out. Next Friday, the WASDE report comes out. You're going to be able to log on here and see your scores. You can see my scores here. So I didn't do so well last time. I didn't do so well back in September, and I didn't do so well on soybeans either. So take my forecast with a grain of salt. We have a couple of users in here who do consistently really well with these questions, and so it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out um, and as we move forward. So I encourage you to get in there, log your forecast, update your forecast if you want to dial that in. We're going to see the trade consensus in the first part of the week. I might adjust my forecast after I see that. Beyond this question, this is an exciting time of the year for the Ag Forecast Network. We're going to start dropping some of our questions that are again, long-term questions thinking about that 2021 marketing year. So we're going to start thinking about the December 2021, the November for corn, November 2021 for soybeans, and start thinking about what's the possibility of a spring or summer rally and what that might look like as we think about marketing opportunities looking down the road 6, 8 months. And so we're going to have those questions pop up. So again, take advantage of the free trial if you're not already a user. If you're a current user, update those forecasts. We'll be back Friday with our updated newsletter, and later in the afternoon, we'll have those questions scored for you to see how you've done. So again, David with the Ag Economic Insights, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you here next week.